everyone. Hope everyone is doing super well on this snowy Tuesday. Tuesday it is. I almost said Wednesday. I'm a day ahead already. Welcome to Learning Live. We'll just give it a few minutes for people to tune in. Looks like we've got some eyeballs on. As you can see, we are doing things just a little bit differently tonight. So please jump on and say hello. You get to have a tour of my craft space. I know I've been promising this to you guys for a very long time.
They are responding already. They know what's going on.
They know what's going on. That's awesome. I apologize if I keep looking away. I'm just making sure I'm still on camera. We've got extra hands helping out tonight. So please, Matt is moderating the questions, and he will holler in any questions you may have. So please do shout them out. Say hello. Hope everyone, again, is doing really, really well. And yeah, I said I would give you guys a tour of my craft room. I've been promising Matt for a very long time to get this craft room done, and it's not quite done yet. I'm not even going to say that it is totally done, but we've got some fun stuff to show you tonight.
Margaret says it's so clean.
It is very clean, yes. Yes, I spent the better part of today getting everything perfectly staged, looking like it's right out of a magazine, all of that good stuff. And so here we are. It looks like we've got about 21, 22 people on. So you know what? We're going to jump right in. I will apologize off the top. We are new to this whole handheld camera thing. I'm used to having it in my tripod, which you will probably see in a few minutes. So I hope we're not too shaky. But you know what? Just come along for the ride and let's have some fun. So my eldest is working with the camera, and they're right in the doorway that comes into my craft room. And then right here as we walk in, this is the station where the magic happens. It is my standing desk that has been built using calyx units from IKEA. A little while ago, we had our friend Tiffany Spalding from Totally Tiffany show you all the things you can do with the calyx. I'm using it for all of my album storage. And then if you come around to this other side here, right here on the end, we did put another unit on the end. So this is all of my card storage, keeping all of my cards here. My family, my mom, my mother-in-law, everybody comes to shop the cards here. I've got a few more albums down here. And then as we come around behind things, oh, you're right, over here, I just have some little storage or some drawers. This is where I've got my pens. You can come a little bit closer. So I've got pens, I've got my trimmer blades. In here, I've got all of my blocks. Next level down, I've got my best ever craft tape from Spellbinders, my powder tool, my Hero Arts stamp cleaning tools, everything right at my fingertips. And over here, my little water jars for watercoloring, my stamp chamois, all my other tools. And then down below, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it super well, but I've got all my trimmers kind of tucked in here. And I do have a couple of little trolleys around. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump you there.
Apparently Donna wants your work table.
Donna wants my work table. Well, the work table is an awesome creation. We can absolutely talk, and I will tell you off the top, I am not making any commission from IKEA, but a lot of IKEA here in this space. So basically it is 3 calyx units with the feet, and then we just got a nice little countertop. So it gives me lots of great working space here. I keep looking at the wrong camera here. Lots of great working space. It's a great height. When I do have my computer on, I can see it across the room, and it's a really great space to work from. We got some lighting. You don't need to see all that stuff. And then over here, this is where I think Tiffany would be incredibly proud of me. Look at how nice and organized all of this is. And actually, we start right back up here in this corner. If you want to go on that side of the desk, I'm going to just bring things over here to the counter to show you what I've got. So these guys up here, these are the paper storage boxes. And just know that it's totally Tiffany unless I say otherwise. So I've got these up here with projects that I've got on the go. So these are mostly my scrap masters. So this is still left over from one of the classes that I did back in the fall. So it's got all my little bits in here. It's got extra pockets. Love, love, love these scrap masters to kind of just keep everything together, keep it organized until I am ready to put it away. And these are a little bit bigger than 12 by 12, so it does fit your 12 by 12 in here nicely. It is just a white glossy coated cardboard box to make this beautiful, like a magazine holder, but bigger. But because it is got that paper finish, I've just decorated it up with some washi tape. So this just tucks here in the corner, right by my magic coffee maker. You can't have a craft room without a coffee maker. And my machines. Oh, yes. So that's this corner here. We've got my Big Shot. We've got my spellbinders. We've got my little teeny tiny hero back there. Right now I've got room to grow because these guys, they're empty. But I love these containers.
I have some stuff in the other room that can go
Matt says he's got stuff in the other room that will go in there. We'll get there. My switch and then extra goodies down below. I'm going to switch over this way. So next up is ink storage. As a card maker, as a stamper, as someone who uses a lot of ink, ink storage was one of the first things I needed to tackle. And I have both the Chastity here as well as the Stephanie. So these are fabulous. They're probably, if I had to only have one. Oh, and that's ink storage as well. So ink storage, if I could only have one storage solution, it would be my ink storage with the Chastity. Sorry for the Velcro. I do put it backwards on purpose. So then that way, when this is on my shelf or at my table, I can see all of my labels nicely written here. And if you did it this way, then the Velcro gets in the way. And then it has 4 little compartments that pull out and make it really easy to access those ink pads. These bags do come with white labels as well. So if you actually wanted to ink up the labels to show what the colors are, you could absolutely do that. I already have mine labeled before I put them in here. So that's a homework thing once everything else finds its home. But, and Matt, sorry, what was that?
In about 10 years?
In about 10 years. No, hopefully sooner than 10 years. But, so this is what I use for my distress oxides as well as my large size distress ink pads. Now, one thing I struggle with the way that it's set up here in the shelf is knowing which colors are in which bag. So I just got some little tags and I wrote on it, this is my distress oxides, pink, red, orange, and yellow. And I've tucked it inside because the strings ended up being a little bit longer than I had thought. So it just helps me to be able to see and kind of scan along the bottom of the rack to be able to know which colors I'm pulling. Sorry, my voice is a little dry. Then we have Stephanie. So this is Chastity. This is Stephanie. Stephanie actually came first, and she is for the full-size rectangle ink pads. Exactly same idea. Get these pulled out. We've got my different compartments here. Got them all labeled. Again, they do come with labels if you wanted to do ink swatches. And once again, I just attached my little tag and tucked them in. Just always make sure that they go on the same end. And then I just tuck them in. And you know what? It's easy to know which end because only one end has the handle. I don't have my lowest bag in here, but the handle is so that you can put it into the lowest bag when you go to travel and be able to pull it out easily. I also love being able to pull it from my shelf. So I'm very happy to have I've got my Gina, I've got my Hero Arts, I've got my oxides, my distress ink, and then I have two other, I'm going to call them specialty ones. This one is still a Stephanie, but in this case, I have organized my Memento, my VersaFine. This one Pink Fresh just didn't fit in the container, but I've got my StazOn, my embossing ink. So this is kind of my black and white bag. And then over here, this is the Leanne bag. So she is the same footprint. She is the same footprint, the same size. You can just take a step back. Perfect. She is the same size as Stephanie. Where she is a little bit different is she doesn't have those individual compartments. So with this one, my ink pads, the VersaFine Claire ink pads are a little bit smaller. So I've just stacked them inside. They don't have the individual compartments, but at least this way I've got them all together and easy to find with my little labels on the end. So that is all of my large pad ink storage. Okay, we've got some comments and some questions as I put it in the wrong slot. Go ahead.
Well, Sheila likes your sweater. There's a beautiful color on you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? I'm all about my green, so thank you for your kind words.
And Ellen wants to know if those are trash bins at the top or just scrap it behind you.
Oh, so Ellen is asking about my just scrap it. So back in the day when I worked for direct sales, I branded my business as Just Scrap It. These are 31 gifts bags. I use them for trash. I use them for markers. Right now they're just looking pretty because I love the colors. So they are a great little multi-purpose storage bag. They also have these little hooks. So I do have, it's not been put up yet, but I do have like a towel bar that you can then hang them from. So I have hung things from these guys as well. Any other questions, Matt?
Nope.
All right. Another quick sip of water. I think I'm going to go down and then I will go across. So if you want to just cut, you could probably do it over the desk. But down here, I have all my slide, stash, and store. So these are these fantastic units that come out like this. And there's actually 6 different sizes. And what I did, and I think I've told you guys this trick before, I write the number in Sharpie on the bottom. So if I need to go and get more of this size, then I don't have to guess which size it is. I've got it written down. These guys also have this nice little, I'm going to call it a porthole, but what it allowed me to do was to hang a tag on that end, because I found personally that when I tried to use the label maker, it didn't stick very well. And I didn't necessarily want to write in Sharpie right on it what this was going to be in case I used it for something else. So this way I keep the size written on here. I keep it labeled as to what goes inside. And you'll see these throughout my craft room, the slide, stash, and store. It makes it easy to pull things off your desk or off your shelving unit, carry it to your desk if you need to, and just keep things organized. Keep things put away, keep them in their place.
Yeah.
Matt keeps laughing. He keeps laughing. But now that I've got it clean, like, it's so pretty.
It's all in here.
Well, stop telling all my secrets. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but maybe not. Maybe you can't hear him.
My mic on, you know.
Now he's threatening to turn his mic on, guys. We don't want that. Before I put it away, this is the Totally Tiffany rotating design board. It is the smaller one. There is a large 12 by 12 one as well. It does help if you are designing things, if you want to rotate it. I use it when I do my mandala drawing or some of the drawing meditative drawing techniques that I do. But again, everything tucks in. everything in its place. So I'm gonna.
You go too far away from your ink.
Yep.
Margaret wants to know if you store your ink upside down.
So Margaret is asking if I store my ink upside down. I do not. Everything is right side up. Let me grab. I'll grab Pink Fresh this time. So everything is right side up, so that it just pulls out. And often what I have to do, just because they've got the little stacking lips, I'll take the whole thing out, use whichever color I need to use, and then put it back in its place. Everything is right side up. I know, and being someone from one of the direct sales companies that really promoted the idea of storing your ink pads upside down, it's really not necessary. If you're having trouble with your ink pad, just get out your re-inker. Storing it upside down is not going to make that much of a difference from a juiciness standpoint. Any other questions?
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Ellen does want to know if we should do a raffle for scrapping for a couple hours with you in your studio.
Oh, Ellen would like to come and scrap with me. Well, you know what? My birthday's coming up in March. Who knows what things we have up our sleeves for March?
Don't tease them.
I am a tease. So anyways, back down here, this first cubby here is all of my machine accessories. So if I've got my machines here, I've got my plates, I've got spellbinders, I've got my Sizzix plates, and then I have my cutting mats and all my extra goodies in there as well. We're going to move on to the next cubby. This is because ink is here. I'm keeping my ink supplies together. So when I really planned this out, I actually got out grid paper, drew all the little cubbies, and figured out what went in each cubby before I actually put it in there, so that I could keep all of these things that I use together. And that is one of Tiffany's big mantras: keep it together if you use it together. So I've got my inks here, and then down here, my other favorite case. That one's not really that full. Let's do that rainbow. Take a look at that. And then I have my blending brushes as well. So 8 drawer storage over here for all of my cubes. I have one for Distress. I have one for Hero Arts. I have one for Concord and Night. And I have one that's kind of my miscellaneous and overflow. But again, super handy. I love the rainbow. Look at how beautiful that is just to look at. And then when you're using it, you can just tuck the lip underneath, and your little drawers just pull out, so that if you want to come up above just a little bit so it's looking down, perfect. Everything is together. You can pull it out. If I need this one up here, I can just pull that out, and it does not mess up anything else. And then this way I keep it organized. Now I have actually seen people go to the next step. They'll put a piece of cardstock in here with a color swatch or the ink name, so that you always put it back in the right spot. Sorry, what was that, Matt?
That's just extreme.
Well, you know what? It's nice to be able to know where everything goes. I just try to keep kind of a rainbow and keep my like colors together. Now, Tim, as you all know, is up to 72 colors. Each one of these 8 drawers holds 48. Doing the math, I think that means you should need 2 complete or almost complete 8 drawer units if you have every single Tim Distress color. I don't. I just have one and a tiny little bit. And then over here, I keep all my blending brushes. So these are my Pink Fresh brushes. And this is the A4 paper taker. It's similar in footprint to this drawer unit and to all of the A4 drawer units. They all fit nicely. They're all the same size. And for me, that uniformity makes my heart happy. So once again, keeping everything together that I use together. So now I can tuck those away. My other brush bag is maybe not quite as organized as the other one, but a girl's got to have lots and lots of brushes.
You're making people drool.
You know what? I hope that I'm making people drool because there's lots in store and you can get this organized as well. And if you need tips, I'm happy. I'm more than happy to give my opinion. I still have my own stuff to work on, but I'm happy to give my opinion. So, and we've got some laughter here from the peanut gallery too. So,
Before you go.
Yep.
Before you go again.
Okay.
Ellen wants to know how many fights happened while assembling the IKEA stuff.
How many fights happened while assembling the IKEA? I don't think there was a single fight because Charlie, the engineering student, is the one that built them all. Some of these, when we get over to the other side, the big units have been built for quite a while. They've been moved from room to room. They've been used for various different functions. Charlie was super keen to, well, maybe not. I might be exaggerating, but he is an engineering student. He is a Lego fanatic. He loves to build things. So the only thing that he had is, he cursed the instructions, thought that there was a better way, but it did all come together very nicely. Okay, so moving right along here, over here in these next 4 cubes is a lot of my, what I would call my mixed media. And stop laughing, everyone, because mixed media is not my thing, but I have a lot of stuff. And I'm sure many of you can relate. So once again, I've gone back to Slide Stash and Store. These are Slide Stash and Store number 1s. And these ones here are number 2. So you can see that they're a little number 2. It gets a little bit taller with each subsequent number and a little bit narrow or a little bit wider. So number 1 is very low profile, very narrow, perfect for your reinkers, perfect for alcohol ink, perfect for, where did it go? Over here. Perfect for things like stickles and pearls and that kind of thing. Here's my stickles in here. So lots and lots of good stuff in that number 1. And you can fit, as you can see, quite a few across that cube unit. I've also got my ink blending tools in here. These I have not labeled for 2 reasons. First of all, hanging tags down, I have way too many tags. And as I said, the label maker does not stick. And you know what? If I happen to move things around, then I want that flexibility. That one went over there. This one goes in here. And then, like I said, number 2 gives you a little bit bigger space. So this is my paint.
You're starting to freeze at times, so you might want to get moving.
All right, so we're going to keep moving along here. Sprays, I've got watercolors. In here, I've got some tools and things. And then over here, this is just a fridge drawer from the dollar store that I've got some of my larger pastes. I have my stencil butter. So this is the 6 drawer A4 unit that perfectly holds stencil butter. It also holds washi tape. Well, it also holds embossing powder. Where's my washi tape one? There it is. So there we go. So you can also hold washi tape. The 6 drawer is probably the next one down in terms of the things I find most useful. And I also set a challenge for myself. If it doesn't fit in, it doesn't stay in. So that gave me a little bit of control from how many rolls of washi tape do I have? And if I want to put a new one in, I have to use up and move on from one that's already in there. All right, let's get these all back in. The labels certainly help. The last thing I'm going to show here, not that one, this one. So to go with my embossing powders, I have my embossing tool bag. This is the 2 drawer, Totally Tiffany. They're not buddy bags, they're just 2 drawer bags. And this is where I keep my heat guns, an extra powder tool, a Swiffer, and my little tongs for when things get hot. The things you use together, keep together. Now I've got little kits that if I'm going to the store or going to a crop or going to a class, I just have to grab the bag and go. All right, we're going to move on over here. I've got some coloring supplies. So I have this one here. This one actually they came, the pencil crayons came in the case. I think,
Sue.
Thank you, it's a Sue bag. Even Matt knows the bags. What I do to remember, and I didn't do it on this one, but I know I did it on this one, is when I take the bag out of the package, I will put the little label in the bottom because I don't want to write on these with a Sharpie like I do with the Slide Stash in store. But I just put a little tag in there. So again, I remember her name. This is one of our toolboxes. I think this is the 9x6, which is the biggest one. This one's got all my mandala supplies and everything. And more bags. This one is a paper handler. More Slide Stash in store with my foil. And here is where I keep my glimmer machine. So that A4 bag is perfect for your glimmer machine. I think my cord is in the other bag with the accessories. Yep. So 2 bags, same footprint. That means they can stack together. Whoops. And stay together. And then I went to the 12 by 12 bags for my wax seals, as well as my Better Press machine. Keep it all together if you are going to use it together. And even in this one, I think this one is Teresa, that has the re-inkers in it. So when I go to use my Better Press, everything is all together. And I think that kind of takes care of this wrap. Any last questions, Matt, before I move on to the next area?
The only question is, here, I'll turn my mic on. The only question I've got right now is, did you purge a lot?
Did I purge a lot? Yes. 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 And there's still more purging to be done. Unfortunately, I think that is the necessity of having a well-organized craft room, is that you do have to purge, and it is an ongoing process. So once you kind of get your room to the place where you like it, and you probably will still have a stash of stuff out in your other room, in your garage, maybe on the floor, keep a bin, and when you're not using something, move it on. There are lots and lots of crafters out there who are looking for some great secondhand items. And you know what? You are always going to want that next new thing. So make room for it. And if you're not sure, if it's in that maybe pile, my best suggestion is always to put a Post-it note on it. If you use it, take the Post-it note off. If you go back in 6 months and that Post-it note is still on there, you're probably not going to use it. So find a new home for it. All right.
What was the name of the thing you used to put the glimmer in?
The glimmer was the A4 paper taker. The Better Press is in the 2-drawer 12 by 12. I think they're called storage bags.
Supply and storage.
Supply and storage. Thank you, Matt. All right. Okay, we're going to come over to this wall now, and that's pretty much going to be the end of my tour. You can see lots more Slide Stash in store. So up here I have, and I'm going to see if I can look underneath. Yeah, this is size number 4, so it's got a wider opening. It is taller to be able to hold paper. This is all my 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And then down here I have all my 12 by 12. It started out very organized, that I had one Slide Stash in store per brand. It didn't stay that way very long, but you can hold an awful lot of paper in each one of these bins. And because they do slide, you can stash and you can store, hence the name. These ones are 4s. These ones are, this one is a 5. So those are both good sizes for holding your 12 by 12 paper. You don't want to get them too big or too heavy, because then you're just going to dump them and spill them, and it'll go all over the place. Speaking of slide stash and store, I used the wine rack insert from IKEA, but even those little slide stash and stores, number one, they fit in there as well. So if you want to keep things organized, keep them from falling behind, use the little slide stash and store. My Copics, again, engineer Charlie built me some little wooden blocks that stay inside. Oh, and Matt's got one here. So we just cut a little piece of 2x4, put some foam on either end, and that just fits right nicely in there to keep those Copics from falling all the way to the back. Now, one area that I still need to do a lot of organization, a lot of purging, and a lot more purging is my stamps and dies. Right now they're in these bins. Don't look at them too closely because they're not organized. They are a hot mess.
You can ask Darlene to show how she organizes those.
Oh, maybe we need to do a tour of somebody else's craft room. Matt says that Darlene has been working on her organization. I will get there. I know I will. Maybe that's another live. And then I've got lots of the little buddy bags for embellishment storage. So this one, and of course I didn't do what I said I would do. So these are Irene bags. They are perfect for your gems, your sequins, all your little goodies. And in an ideal world, you sort those by theme. So that way, if you're doing Christmas, you pull out your Christmas and you put them away. This is another Leanne bag that I've got all my ribbon and twine. And I do have mine sorted in Ziploc bags by color. So if I want blue ribbon, that was maybe not the best example. If I want orange ribbon, I just pull out my little baggies, but they stay nice and secure in that Leanne bag. And luckily they squish too, so it gives them a nice little squish. What else have I got? Oh, this one is Katya. So Katya has 4 little segments as well, so you could put embellishments in there. And then I have the slimline. I think this is called the slimline storage, or is it the Kiwi Lane storage for all of my stickers? It's the 12x6 storage box, which has all my stickers and thickers and 12x12, or sorry, 6x12 goodies. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't quite fit in to go vertically, so I have to go on the horizontal. This one I think is the slimline. So again, in here I've got washi tape, smaller stickers. I've got a little case. Oh, there's a Mickey Mouse. I've got a little case here that's got embellishments and die cuts. Whatever you can do to keep them from getting crushed and keep them somewhat organized. Okay, so Matt has posted a comment. If you have any tips, if you have any suggestions on how you store all your goodies, then feel free to put those in the chat. Right here. Oh, well, there you go. We'll have to see if we can arrange that. This last basket here is all of my different storage options for my stamps. So at least they're all in one place, right?
Carol wants to see the artwork on top of it.
Oh, Carol wants to see the artwork. So I am a big Doodlebug fan. I have been working on the some of the Doodlebug shadow boxes. They're up there because I wanted it to be pretty. They're not quite, the shadow box part is finished. The decor around it, not so much, but we'll get there. And here I've got my mats. Here are my tea lights for my wax. This one is Myrel, M-Y-R-E-L. She is very similar, I think, to one of the other ones, but she's got the little flaps on the end. So that's great if you've got little pieces you don't want to fall out.
Sheri,
yes.
How many tea lights do you need?
Well, when they came in a pack of 100, then, you know, you got to at least store them. And they're all packed in here. So I will be wax sealing for quite some time. Or maybe having a romantic crafting evening.
Don't burn down the house.
Or if the power goes out, I can still craft. I think think that covers a lot. This is the Denise bag. She's another one of my favorite bags. I keep her empty because she's my travel bag. Sorry for the Velcro. I like this if I'm going away because I can take all of my card bases. So if I've got card bases, I'm working on things, those will tuck in here. And then I can also grab whichever Copics I want. They will also fit in here. I'll throw my adhesive in here. It's kind of a nice little all-in-one travel bag on the go. Make sure I put everything back. So Denise is very handy for that. Or if you just want somewhere, so where I've used the fridge containers, if you want somewhere just to keep your your finished cards, then Denise is good for that as well. I'm going to come over here to this last area because there's one little bag that I want to finish off with. This is the 6x6 storage cube. It's a great little black cube. So where Ellen was asking about my round ones, this is a nice square one. It has a nice solid base, so it can collapse. This is also a good one if you are going on vacation and you want to just throw it in your suitcase, and then that way when you get to the hotel, you've just got a nice little cubby to keep things in. I've got a few things that they're projects that I'm going to be working on. Oh, Tim card as well. So I'm just keeping them here so they don't get lost. And then I've got some iris cases here. These are all my projects that are on the go. Classes, my shadow boxes. I've even got some of my crocheting in here. And yeah. So thank you for joining me in my craft room tonight. I did promise you an announcement. So starting right now, actually starting even before my live started, we are offering for the next week 20% off all Totally Tiffany. That includes in stock as well as any items that we don't have in stock. We will do a pre-sale. So go and place your orders on that website. Hopefully you got lots and lots of ideas. I'm waving around, but Matt's got the graphic out, so you don't even see me doing my thing over here. But enjoy from January 23rd to the 30th. So that's tonight until next Tuesday. You get 20% off Totally Tiffany. Hopefully you've got some great ideas. And Matt, if you can just come back to me, I will say goodnight. Thank you again for joining me in my craft room. I hope I have inspired you to at least organize one little corner of your craft room. And if you need any other tips, or if you want some names and some ideas of what to put in each one of those bags, you know where to find me. So tune in tomorrow night for what's new. And we've got a busy week ahead. There's lots of stuff coming in. The outlet is open this weekend as well, so hopefully we see you in person. And if not, have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining me in my craft room.